Right, good evening everyone. So let us compare Barbara and Sangonomiya Kokomi. For that, we just need the Raiden Shogun to quickly demonstrate to us what happens when your character reaches 0 health. So we're just going to quickly reduce her health all the way to 0 and then use a quick Teyvat egg, the most OP revival item in the game, to get her back to 1 health. Right, so let us compare Barbara and Kokomi and let's just see what's like for like. So what happens with Kokomi is you get a jellyfish. The jellyfish applies an off-field Hydra application and it heals your character actively. Barbara does the same. It's called a melody loop. And let's just see how it works. So the jellyfish ticks for every 2 seconds. And let's just see how Barbara's works. So we're going to apply it to Barbara. And let's just swap over to a Raiden Shogun. And the moment I can see it tick, I will then just sort of use the Raiden Shogun's E ability. So you could see that was about 5 seconds for Barbara's healing to sort of activate. So essentially once every 5 seconds we can start healing our active character with Barbara. If you want to quickly look at the scalings on this, you can see here that her melody loop heals you for 7.6% max HP plus 915 at talent level 11. And if you then compare this to Kokomi, let's just look here at talent level 11, you get a higher value here and here as well. So if Barbara had the exact same HP as Kokomi, then Kokomi would very simply just out heal Barbara. So obviously I haven't built my Barbara, so her healing is quite low in this instance. It will just sort of give you an idea of the timings. And let's just see, do we have another egg available in about 41 seconds? So while we wait for that to come online, and please don't activate, I hope Barbara C6 doesn't activate, otherwise I would have to jump off again. Okay, it didn't, perfect. So while we're waiting, the big problem with a character losing all their health is the fact that they lose the elemental burst. So even if you could revive the character, you will have 0 energy, and this influences your rotations and the way in which you would set up your combat. So ideally what we want is strong healing to such a point that we would never be out in our burst rotation cycle. So it does no one any good to heal your character, but if they lost the elemental burst, then they need to do all that work of trying to get it again. And if this is something that's only like applies once, like every 15 minutes, then really the utility in something like the Spiral Abyss, where time, you're racing against time on all the floors, is really, it's really niche. It's really not that effective. In the overworld, an egg can do just as well, the same job. So let us see the effect of Kokomi and how she heals the Raiden Shogun. And let's see, 13k. So in about 4 seconds, we did more healing than Barbara did in like the same time span. So effectively, we get 2.5 times the healing that Barbara can get in the same window. So for people saying Barbara is the better healer, it just boggles my mind. If you think that pressing Q is going to be optimal compared to having this thing on board, fully healing your DPS character without the loss of having to do this, press Q, then swap back. In that exact same time period, this jellyfish already ticked twice. It effectively has given you a Barbara Q. And you might say, well, wait a minute, Barbara heals the entire team. But here's my problem. Kokomi can do that as well and still deal damage. You don't have to choose between the healing and dealing damage. Once you've burned all your cooldowns and you've done every single thing that you can do here, you will, in that downtime, press Q on Kokomi, refresh your jellyfish, heal everyone back up, and do DPS. You can't do all that with Barbara. I hope that makes it clear that Kokomi is the 5-star and Barbara is the 4-star. And that's it.